A night that started out as a family cookout ended with a murder.
It happened almost 20 years ago in Hayne. Michael-Whaley was shot to death in his backyard. Detectives are still looking for a suspect in a case that remains unsolved.
Real easygoing, loved animals, children, you know, everything.
Renee May says her baby brother Michael-Whaley simply loved life.
He was a good husband, father.
Reasons that make his murder so difficult to understand.
It was devastating.
It was February 25th, 1998. Detective Justin Varela with the New-Hanover-County Sheriff's Office says Whaley had just finished grilling out for his wife and 2 children.
He went outside to put the grill away and lock up his garage for the night.
Moments later, Varela says Whaley's neighbor called 911.
He was on his porch and he heard gunshots. He went over to see what the matter was and ended up finding his neighbor, Mr. Whaley, had been shot and killed and was face down on the ground.
Varela says Whaley was shot at close range in between his house and this shed.
He was shot multiple times with a shotgun.
Varela says Whaley's wife and kids, Lauren and Austin, were still inside.
His wife had just taken the laundry out and was in the bedroom folding clothes for the evening, and I believe her son was helping.
May says this detail stuck out to other family members later in the investigation.
They were saying that it could have been Austin because he normally, you know, that Mike, I think Mike had told him to go out there and put the grill up. I think the mother said no. She said, I need him to do this or that, and it was something like fold clothes or something or other.
May says something else stuck out that night about where it happened.
From that door coming out of that building to that light right there.
She says that light wasn't working that night for the first time ever.
Everything was very strange.
One of the things that you have to look at in a homicide investigation, or really in any investigation, is what is the motive. And in the Whaley case, it's really a mystery as to why this man was killed.
Varela says several theories have come up over the years.
There was information that there was either a family member or a neighbor that lived close by that maybe did have some enemies. The mistaken identity theory comes in.
Another theory?
Maybe this was a random gang initiation.
Varela says he doesn't know if these theories are actually feasible, but what he does know?
It wouldn't have been difficult for someone to have hidden in the area in order to commit this ambush-style murder.
He says one neighbor did report hearing something.
He heard some loud voices or some commotion, and then actually heard a vehicle speeding off from the area.
But Varela says no one actually saw the car.
I can tell you that there is someone out there that knows the story behind what happened to Michael Whaley.
And after 20 years, he says they are still looking for that story.
I'm hoping that this will prompt some people to come forward that may not have thought about this case, or that may have had information back in the day and they were worried about coming forward with that information.
And while nothing will change what happened that night,
we just want someone brought to justice for it. I mean, it's not bringing him back, and it's just justice.
Justice for her brother, a hardworking man and father.
He just loved life.
A life that unexpectedly ended, leaving his family searching for answers.
We're waiting for that person or evidence to come forth.
Answers behind the shotgun, the light that wasn't working, the deadly ambush on February 25th, 1998. A night in Hayne that remains unsolved. If you know anything, please call the New-Hanover-County Sheriff's Office. For more unsolved cases in the Cape Fear, head to waytv3.com/unsolved.
A lot of things that point to this being, that's a very interesting one. The light didn't work.
Yeah.
Somebody must have known when he was going to be outside.
It was very strange, and it happened in February, so it got dark really early, and this happened again, 8 or 9 o'clock, so. Yeah, lots of weird pieces that don't add up.
Yeah.
So.
Have they moved forward at all in the past 20 years?
No, but they've done lots of interviews and gone back, and they just need something.
Yeah.
Just something.
Must be so frustrating for those families.
Yeah.